Out here, the way you pack your gear matters. The easier it is to stay organized, the more time you get to actually enjoy being outdoors. I didn't realize how much a setup like this would change the way I fish and camp, until I actually started using it. This is the new accessory system for the Westin Truck Cap EXP, and today we're lucky enough to get to take an in-depth look at the accessories and put them to the test. What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Treg. If you've been around for a while, then you know that I've been using the EXP truck cap from Westin Automotive on my truck for about a year now. And when I bought the EXP truck cap, one of the things that I was most excited about was the fact that they were coming out with an accessory line for the truck cap. I love to see some ingenuity and creativity from a company, and that they're thinking of ways that you can customize this truck cap to your specific needs. Whether you're an overlander, an outdoorsman / fisherman like myself that's using this for truck camping, or this is your work truck and you need a way to keep your tools clean and organized and readily available. So today we're getting a first look at a few of the accessories, namely the toolbox insert, some Molle paneling that they have for it, and then my personal favorite, which is the drop-down shelf / storage compartment. Before we get going, I need to say a quick thank you to Westin for sending these accessories to me and sponsoring the channel. They have been nothing but kind to me and super awesome to work with. And I want to say thank you to you all, the viewers, for supporting this channel as well. I do have some discount codes for you guys to use. Treg26 will save 20% off of these accessories or anything off of Westin's website. And then the code EXP10 will save 10% off of the truck cap itself if that's what you're looking for. For the format for today's video, what I want to do is kind of a brief overview of the installation process. I'm not going to go like super in depth and show you line by line how to get this installed, but I just want to give you guys all a brief idea of what the installation process is like. So if you're looking at getting this installed on your truck, you know what you're getting yourself into. And spoiler, it's really not hard. It's pretty straightforward and it's kind of fun actually. And then we'll take an in-depth look at the accessories, and then I'll show you some real-world applications for these accessories, as well as some of the modifications that I've already done for the accessories. And everything will be timestamped below, so feel free to skip around to the parts that you're looking for. To start with the installation process, this is all modular, so just like the way that we installed the EXP truck cap itself, they drop ship you everything, you take it out, it's in a bunch of pieces, and then you install it on the truck. It's kind of nice because the way that they have it all set up, you install it in pieces on the truck as you go, so you're not installing it and then having to lift this big heavy toolbox or whatever up there and trying to balance it and hold it while you're getting it installed on the truck. You basically have these pieces and you just install as you go. So pretty straightforward overall. So let's start with the toolbox. You'll get everything unboxed, and then on the inside of the truck cap, there's a few plastic plugs on the roof. You'll go ahead and remove the second and the fourth plugs just with a flathead screwdriver. Pretty easy to pop those out. There's some hex nuts that you'll remove there, and then they have these conversion bolts that you'll tighten down onto those studs. Then you'll take some slot nuts into the slot on the side of the truck cap, and then on those slot nuts you're going to install some button head bolts and some lock washers there. Then you're going to take the top panel to the toolbox, line that up with those. They tell you to space those out about 300 millimeters. You don't need to be precise here. You basically space those out, and then you'll see exactly where you line them up when you install the top panel. So then you take that top panel, kind of line that up with your conversion bolts that you installed on the roof, and then those button head bolts that are on those slot nuts. Just line everything up. You're not going to tighten everything down just yet, just kind of get everything loosely assembled there. Then you're going to take the front panel and get that installed, and then do the same with the rear panel. Then you're going to insert the bottom brackets into the outer slot of the EXP truck cap mounting rail. Those are going to be your supports for the bottom panel to the toolbox. Then you take the bottom panel and you're going to get that installed on those support brackets, as well as attach that to the front and the rear panels. Then there's a few rubber strips that you're going to install on the front and the rear panel. And then the last step is to take the back panel and install that over everything else that you've got installed there. So it creates this toolbox on the inside. Honestly, pretty straightforward. Just follow the directions. There's a lot of bolts and washers and lock nuts that you're going to use as you're going through it all, but it's all pretty well spelled out in the instructions for you. And that gets the toolbox installed. So once you get everything installed, this is pretty much what you're left with. You've got this nice big wide toolbox space, and then you've got your rails here that you can use to attach things like your Molle paneling or your drop down shelf. You can do multiple sections of Molle paneling if that's what you want, or you just have this nice big wide deep space that you can store gear that you want to have quick and readily available. It just is right here in your side compartment. You can lock this when you're not using it so you don't worry about somebody getting in there and stealing your stuff. You basically open that up and then everything's right here and readily available. You get quite a bit of space with this. The depth on the toolbox is about 13.25 inches there. And then the height is about 19.5 inches there. So quite a bit of space, and then it runs the length of your truck cap. So from your rear all the way to the front. And I put mine on my passenger side. You get to choose whether you want this for the passenger side or for the driver's side. I like to sleep in my truck, and so and I always sleep on that driver's side, and so I ended up doing the passenger side. So when you're ordering it, just make sure you specify whether you want the passenger or the driver's side insert, because you can put it on either side, or you can put it on both sides if you want to have one on both sides. The Molle paneling is really straightforward. You just take these bolts, slide them into the rails on the toolbox, then there's a spacer that goes behind the Molle paneling, and then just some lock washers and a nut to go on the front and tighten everything down. And they do include these rails on both the outside and the inside here. So you do get more storage space that you can use on the inside of the truck cap. You can see I've got another Molle panel up there. Like I said, I like sleeping in my truck cap, so I actually just got back from a camping trip and I've got some already a little bag mounted up there on that Molle panel there, but it just gives you more storage space that you can use on both sides of the toolbox insert. And if you're like me and you're truck camping back here, then that toolbox insert honestly doesn't take up a ton of space. It sticks out there from the side. You can still store things underneath it. Like I've got my camp kitchen and my table up there, but it gives you more Molle paneling access and storage there on the inside. It actually works great for truck camping in here as well. Next is the drop-down shelf with the storage compartment. Again, this is something that you're gonna get installed on the truck itself. So just unbox everything, get your pieces lined up, and then you're gonna just basically install as you go. You're gonna slide some bolts into the frame of the toolbox insert itself, and then you basically just take a side panel, another side panel, the shelf, put that between the two. There's a little front shelf bracket that's gonna support the drop-down table. Go ahead and get that installed there. Then you're gonna install the drop-down shelf component. It's got some support hinges on the side that you've got some small hardware there to get those installed, but just take your time and make sure that you're getting all the right pieces put in there. There's some nice heavy duty magnets that help support that drop-down shelf. And the final step is to install the outer component, which has got this nice cutout of mountains on there. It looks really nice and clean, and it just kind of holds everything together there. Honestly, my favorite thing so far has definitely been this drop down shelf right here. I love the little mountain cutout right there. I think that makes it just look awesome, gives it a really nice touch. And then you get this drop down storage space. You've got two cup holders on here, and then you've got a shelf and another shelf. When you fold this up and you're driving, then it keeps things organized there. You're not bouncing or sliding around. And these magnets are super strong, so you don't have to worry about this shelf bouncing or moving around while you're going down rough roads or anything. Once you set that on there, it is locked in, and it takes a good pull to get that to come down. The shelf is nice and stable. If you need an extra cooking surface or a shelf to stand and work with tools or write, if you're doing a job and you're writing up a bid or something, you've got plenty of storage space right there, and just a nice extra shelf to sit and enjoy coffee in the morning or just hang out. Definitely my favorite aspect of these accessories so far is this drop-down shelf, and this is probably what I was looking forward to the most. Honestly, the installation process is really straightforward. I know I went through that pretty quickly. Again, When you order these, you get the instructions and there's the exact hardware. Everything comes included with it. It's honestly really easy. Just follow the steps, make sure you're looking at the hardware. If it says a thick or a thin nut or washer or whatever, just make sure you're picking the right pieces that it's telling you to, and it all goes together really easily. It took me a couple hours to get everything installed on the truck, and that's with me filming and messing around with the cameras and stuff. So if you have a friend come over and help you, you can get this done honestly pretty quickly, and it comes together really nice. This entire accessory system is solid. Once you get it on there, that thing just looks really nice and clean and works super well. With these Molle panels, it is super easy to modify your rig. You can get these little quick release tabs like I have on here. You can see I've got my little shovel and my little hatchet here. These little tabs, you just pull real quick and then that pops out, and then you stick that right back on there and pull those tabs down real quick, and it's nice and secure, not gonna bounce around back there. Obviously space if you wanna do a little medic kit. I also have on here my little fire starter bag that I've got for being able to start a fire wherever. Keep a little knife there in that front pocket. And honestly, this is a small shovel, but it comes in handy, and just keeping it nice and quick and easily accessible is nice. One thing I did do is on the interior of the toolbox, it's just the aluminum that's just like the truck cap, but I did buy these shelf liners. These are like what you use in your kitchen or like in your toolbox. It's just kind of got a little bit of rubber to it, so it doesn't really slide around. And I did a little bit of a cutout there to go around the accessories here, just to give you a little bit more of a clean look to it, to protect that aluminum so nothing's going to scrape it or ding it. And then when you put things on there, it's kind of nice and soft and it doesn't make that hard aluminum sound. So I put that here, and then I also put those little shelf liners here in my shelves there as well. So I threw all my fly rod gear up here, made it just quick and easy and accessible. I stood here and cooked coffee one morning. Just really nice, honestly. Just a quick, easy way to access your gear and keep things nice and organized. And honestly, a really good addition to the EXP truck cap, and I've been really happy with it. Overall, guys, I am super impressed with the accessories for the EXP truck cap. They are very well designed, very well thought out, and they make it easy to get outdoors and stay clean and organized and have fun, which is truly what this is all about. If you like this video, please don't forget to do all the things for YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. I truly appreciate you all and your support on this channel. I am beyond grateful for what we have and what we've accomplished here. None of that happens without you guys, and I'm just grateful. So thank you very much. If you have any questions about the truck cap, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, we'll see y'all next time. Thanks, everybody.